Hey y'all, shout out to all my people who love cruises. Recently, I went on my second cruise with Carnival. This was the Carnival Paradise, y'all. They were doing the boots on the ground here, and my best friend had her fan. She was ready. But recently, I went on a cruise to Mexico. It was 4 days. We had 2 days at sea. We were a bit nervous about that because our first cruise was to the Bahamas and it was only 1 day at sea, but it was not bad at all. This was our room. We had a little view of the ocean, and something happened for me different on this cruise, y'all, from my last cruise. Like on my first cruise, I felt like I was a little subconscious about my alopecia, and I brought a wig, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna wear my wig unless I'm wearing a hat if we're outdoors. But this cruise, I don't know what changed for me. I brought a wig with me, and no, that's not my wig in the back. That's my best friend's wig. But I was like, you know what, I ain't wearing that wig. It is what it is. I'ma just be alopecia loud and alopecia proud, which I always say because I am. But there are times, when I definitely get a bit, subconscious about it. And I think that that is just natural. So I was like, we gonna leave that wig, in our suitcase. And let's just give the girls and the guys what we got, okay? So I was doing my makeup. Y'all, I actually wore makeup for most of this cruise. And sometimes I'll bring makeup, but I won't necessarily wear it. But it was my best friend's birthday. And I was like, you know what? Let me put on some makeup just in honor of her birthday. And then I just ended up, I think I wore makeup like 3 out of the 4-day cruise. I was really proud of myself. I'm like, you go, girl. But, sometimes with alopecia, you just have to just come as you are, right? And that was definitely what I took the opportunity to do on this cruise. I'm like, girl, ain't like you know nobody but the person you came with anyway. You ain't never gonna see these people again, and you got a nice fresh haircut. So let's just, give what it gives. And I felt good about it, right? I didn't, and I like wigs, y'all. I do. But, sometimes they can be a hassle, and I didn't have to worry about that. I was just myself. I brushed my hair. I don't even think I ordered on this cruise, but I sure did brush her. And that was all it took just to give me that big boost of confidence that I needed. And I was really, really proud of myself. Like I said, I feel like this was not something new, but it was definitely different from my last cruise. So if you're an alopecia girl or alopecia guy, drop them in the comments and let me know. When you travel, do you just go as you are, or do you wear a wig? And when do you feel the most self-conscious, about your alopecia? I think I can get the most self-conscious if there's like big groups of people. It can go either way for me, right? Because I can be in the mall, I could be at church, I can, be perfectly fine. I could be at a concert, I could be perfectly fine. And then sometimes when there's like big groups of people, I'm like, I think I'm gonna wear a wig. So I guess it just kind of depends for me. But where are you most self-conscious when it comes to your alopecia? I know on the first cruise, I was a little self-conscious. I saw like a group of folks and I was like, ugh, I don't really know these people like that, so I'm gonna wear a wig. When we think about, hair loss, it is, very vulnerable, right? You can feel vulnerable, with your spot showing, especially on those Cynthia days. It can definitely be a feeling where you're like, wait a minute, not quite sure if I want to, show this part of myself. And that's perfectly fine, right? If you're an alopecia girl or guy watching this, as you feel comfortable, feel free to wear your Jada Pinkett, as I like to call it, my no hair, don't care. Or, wear your wig. It's all about being comfortable. And on this cruise, I just felt the most comfortable not wearing my wig. And I mean, it was definitely big groups of people, but there was just something, that was different for me. So with this little makeup look, your girl was going for a cute, sultry night out. I know we were going to go to dinner, And then, of course, Carnival has the comedy shows. The comedy shows on this cruise, I mean, one was a little like, all right now. But the other guy, he was really, really good. So I really enjoyed, for the most part, the comedy show or comedy shows on this cruise and the events that they had. Listen, I'm not sure how y'all be doing more than 4 days because I'm like, oh, girl, a 7-day cruise, like that's a lot. I mean, how many activities can they have? I mean, maybe the 7-day cruiser people can drop down in the comments and let me know. Or maybe you just like to chill and kind of hang out in the room or poolside, like I definitely did on this cruise. But I was like, yeah, 4 days is probably a max for me. And unless you were like going to a different port, every day or every 2 days, then okay, I get how you can be on it longer. But I was like, I think 4 days is the max here. And here was our day one look, y'all. Cute little two-piece I got from Target a little minute ago. Alopecia starter kit, no hair, full face of makeup, and hoop earrings. Let me know what you think of this outfit in the comments. Then we went over to dinner. Y'all had a little bit of Caesar salad, some prime rib with mashed potatoes, as well as some strawberry cheesecake for dessert. Y'all, carnival food is good, okay? Don't listen to what they say. 10 out of 10 for me, definitely. Love their food. The next day, me and Bestie went and did a dance class on the boat. Do y'all be doing the little activities on the boat? I thought this was fun. I'm glad we did it. We definitely had a cute time doing that. And once again, y'all, my confidence. I was like, okay, I'm out here dancing with no hair. You better go ahead, girl. We definitely tried the bingo, emphasis on tried. We were like, okay, we're gonna give them this little $30. But yeah, this probably won't be on my itinerary next time I go on a cruise, because we ain't win nothing, girl. And this is my first time playing bingo for money, and I was trying to pay attention. I don't see how y'all be doing all them cards and these patterns. Yeah, definitely not my steez, okay? Now, bingo was a bust, y'all, but this was fun. Me and my bestie did a little game that they had on the ship, and she was the team lead, and that was really fun. I think I really enjoyed just being by the water the most and just appreciating, what I have to give, right, when it comes to alopecia. Letting go of the things that I don't have control over and choosing to just walk in confidence. Listen, we went back to dinner. Once again, the food, 10 out of 10. I think we only went to dinner twice, and then we just frequented the dining halls after that. Ooh, this chocolate souffle, I think that's what it was. So, so good. Oh, my gosh. Y'all, we went and got dressed up to take photos. We were doing a little coordinating one, too. This was my first time on the ship seeing the little productions they had with the singing, the dancing, the acting, and it was really good. I thought the performers on the ship were really, really good. You can tell, this was not anything new for them. We finally got to Mexico, y'all, to Cozumel, and we did an excursion, which I'm glad we did because we didn't do that on our first cruise. Listen, my advice is book the excursions through, the ship. Some of y'all be trying to do too much, okay? Book them excursions through the ship so that you can make sure that you get back on time, and so that, God forbid, something was to happen, they got a trace of you. Going to Cozumel was really, really nice. They took us to, the markets. We got to get souvenirs. They made sure we had everything we needed. I really, really liked these tour guides and just the excursion as a whole. I went, of course, I got my magnet for my fridge, and then I got a little leather good made, and he even put my name on it, which is what he was doing there. And I thought it was so nice. I'll definitely be using it. But that was my souvenir for the trip. And we just got to see, the locals doing what they do, which was really nice as well. I definitely enjoyed it. The weather was not bad at all. The people were great. We went to a little tequila tasting here, which was pretty cool as well, before going to eat out by the beach. We had just some little nachos that were definitely really, really good. And y'all, just the beach itself was so beautiful and peaceful. I definitely want to come back to Mexico. We were only there for just a few hours, right? We ported from like 8 to 3. So we definitely got as much in as we could. But I would want to come back and just, see more of Mexico. And just take in a few more things. But I definitely enjoyed it while we were there. And it was time to head back to the boat, y'all. We was pushing it right up against time. But we made it, y'all. We were not one of the people running back to the ship. Now, we did take a little nap before going back out, to get something to eat. But this was another cute little outfit. Definitely alopecia loud and proud. And this was the Serenity area of the boat, y'all, which was probably my fave. It was just so nice out there at night, just sitting and hearing the wind and the waves. It is so dark in the middle of the ocean, y'all. Not that I would think it was light, but you get what I'm saying. This was probably what I did the most of my time there. I was on poolside, looking at the water, at guys' burgers, most definitely enjoyed that. And once again, poolside again. Y'all, this was really a great vacation. And like I said, I felt like I just unlocked another part of me when it came to my alopecia. Drop them in the comments. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to check out my alopecia playlist. And I'm going to see y'all later. Bye.